I want to ask you, raise your hand. I see you used to teach with me. Who's a teacher here? Who are my teachers? Okay, I disagree. Who's going to teach them how to use the potty someday? Would that be useful? Yeah. Who's going to teach them how to tie their shoes? How to hold? You want them to hold their fork and spoon like this? Who's going to teach them? Parents. Parents are the greatest teachers on the planet. They have the most opportunity to teach their children, the best opportunity than anyone else. Anyone else. Hands down, just say it. I am the greatest.
I am the greatest.
Oh, say it like you mean it. I am the greatest.
I am the greatest.
Teacher for my child.
For my child.
That's it. You are. There are characteristics that make you the best teacher your child could ever have. Number one, love. Who loves your child, that sweet, innocent baby that you carried in your womb? Who loves them more than you? I can only imagine what that's like. The closest thing I can come to that, dads, is to put them on my lap and read to them. That's the closest I can get to that feeling. I can't even imagine what that must be like to have a child growing inside of you. I can't imagine. I don't want to be the first male to do it, but I can't imagine what that would be like. Love. No one loves them more than you do. Trust. You have to trust that, yes, your child is a linguistic genius. You have to trust that. When you trust that, you start to develop that power consciousness. Requirement number one, the power consciousness to know that, yes, you can teach, yes, your baby how to read. And the last thing is joy. One thing that always happens, you know, people ask me, what do you do? I say, I run a business. I teach parents how to teach their babies how to read. And they look at me like I'm crazy. Number one, why? Because they don't have the power consciousness to know that, to believe that. But this has been going on for hundreds of years. 100 years ago, Maria Montessori was teaching babies how to read. Why isn't everybody? Okay, there was a time in our society, you can ask your grandparents or maybe great-grandparents, there was a time in our society that if you knew how to read, guess what your child knew how to do by the time they went to school? Read. Yes. They came into school reading. Now we wait till first grade. TV, yeah. And plus it's a different society. We have two working, income families. It's just a different time. But there was a time it was just kind of expected. Of course you taught if you were an educated family, you taught your own child how to read, of course. But anyway, I want to share something with you. It doesn't look like this. You don't strap them. Stay down. And my boy likes to climb. Get out off that refrigerator. You don't do that. It's not like that. We're not doing this. What I'm going to teach you lasts about 1 minute. They're called interactive play sessions. Interactive play sessions. This is not school. This is not a student in the traditional sense of here you are and here I am, the instructor, and here I am teaching you and you have to sit there and listen to me. No, that's wrong. And when people get that image in their mind, it's so funny because they don't know what we're doing. We're playing with them and they're learning how to read. And this is fun and it lasts a minute. It's a blast. And actually, we were just in the paper. Who saw the paper? We're in the paper not too long ago. Okay. We're in the paper and there were responses like, oh, why can't kids be kids? We're playing. They are being kids. They still climb. They still get into things. They're just very, very smart kids. They know how to read. They're still children. And this isn't strap them down and teach them and force them how to read. But that's the image that people have in their minds. And it's inaccurate. It's inaccurate and it's wrong. And this is fun. And if they came, they would learn. If they saw how we do this, as you will, they would know this is fun. You have to have joy. Say joy. Joy. There you go. You have to have joy. I feel like I'm in church. Joy. You have to have some joy. Otherwise, it won't work. If you're not having fun, guess what? Your child's not having as much fun either. Because they're very, very perceptive. And if this is a chore to you to teach your child to read, then it's not going to work. Because they're going to internalize this as a have to. Who likes to have to do anything? No one likes to have to do things. Right? We hate to have to. We don't do the have-tos. And I want to share something with you. Our second child was reading at 1. She was reading individual words. We would go to Biaggi's and I'd write down elephant. She would, on the paper, who's been to Biaggi's? Paper on the table, and I write down elephant. She reads elephant. The waiter's walking by, hey, wow. She's 1. Elephant, tiger, rhinoceros. I'm writing these words down. She's reading them. Okay, this is great. And I did this for a few reasons. Number 1, it was fun. It was fun for her, fun for me. Number 2, it gave her extra practice. And number 3, I was just a proud daddy. I wanted to show off a little bit. Okay?